Welcome back, folks. This week, we head to the dance floor to meet the SportsFource Champion, Central Lion's Georgie Oedekoven.
There's solos, which is what I participated in, which I qualified for my solo back in October, where 70 to 80 dancers in every class competed, and the top 10 qualify for state, which was last week.
From around 80 to 10. Now, it's just one. And it's been a long road for state champion dancer Georgie Oedekoven, who took home first place in the Class 3 soloist finals out at the Iowa State Dance and Drill Team Association's state dance competition, using a fighting mindset to stay sharp throughout her routine.
I kind of think of it more as like a fight, like just pushing through and knowing that like I can't just like loosely kind of do this. Like I got to go for it, and I got to show them that I want to win and that I've practiced and practiced and practiced, so I want to show off what I have been practicing and what I can do.
Oedekoven also plays basketball and volleyball for the Central Lyon Lions, as well as dancing for both Central Lyon and a studio out of Sioux Falls, meaning finding free time has become a tough task.
Yeah, no, time management is definitely very important, so she has to manage that very well. So yeah, I mean, she's up in the mornings at 6 o'clock and out the door for dancing practice, goes to school, basketball or volleyball practices after school, and then stops home quick for supper, and then goes to studio dance in the evenings and gets home.
After a great performance at state, Oedekoven had a long countdown to hear the results she had been waiting to hear for a long time.
They start with a 10th place person and just kept moving on. My sister was called, and that made me even more nervous. And then they called the 2nd place person, and that's when I knew that I won. And the first thing I heard was my team just screaming, and that was super exciting, just knowing that they were cheering for me the whole time too. And I've gotten 2nd place the past 2 years, and so knowing that I finally made it to 1st was pretty awesome.